welcome back to part 2 of our high protein snack videos. So today in our part 2, we're going to talk a little bit about how to make a homemade protein ball recipe, as well as how to save a little bit of money when we're looking at high protein snack options. So the first thing I want to talk about is talking about prepared snack options that you can buy at the store. Okay, so we're just going to do a little cost comparison. So we're going to look at these P3 snacks. If you've ever seen these kind of in the deli section of the store, kind of near the cheese and the deli meat. Essentially what they are is they're a snack that has 3 different sources of protein. So this particular one has turkey, almonds, and cheese. Okay, if you were to buy this particular P3 snack at a local grocery store near me, now the prices will change depending on where you're at, especially if you're buying at like a gas station convenience store, it might even be like twice the price. But at this particular store, this cost me $1.28. Okay, now if I were to buy my own chicken and cook it, if I were to buy my own almonds in bulk and divide them out, and then buy my own cheese in bulk and cut it up into little cubes just like this, that would save me quite a bit of money. $1.28 versus if I were to do that all on my own would cost me 43 cents. Okay, so imagine if over a year you're buying yourself these little snacks every single day for a year, 365 days a year. That would cost you $467 a year just in these snacks. Now, if you were to make them from home 365 days a year, that only would cost you $127 a year. So you're saving 73% by making your own homemade protein P3 snacks. Now, that being said, there are some things you have to consider. And the biggest thing is, well, where am I going to store it if I'm going to bring it on the go with me? So you want to remember that, like getting a little container to store your P3 snack in, that will probably cost you about $2 a container. So you buy 5, that'll give you, about a week's worth. And that will cost you about $10, but then that's it. That's the only cost you have to pay. So $10 of investment to get back all that money seems worth it. Now, nothing against P3 snacks. In fact, I think they're a really great convenient snack, especially if you're, on a road trip and you need something healthy that'll keep you going for a long time and you find these at the store, go for it. But something for an everyday snack where you're trying to eat healthy but save money, do it from home. Always do it from home. Another thing that you can add into your high protein snack repertoire is beef jerky. I think beef jerky gets a bad rap sometimes, and mostly because it's loaded with added sugars. But if you buy the right kind, so for example, this Tillamook Zero Sugar brand of beef jerky, all it has is essentially beef, soy sauce, and some seasonings in it, and salt. So if you're looking for a low salt diet, beef jerky is probably not the best answer. But if you're looking for a quick on-the-go high protein snack that's lean, only 1.5 grams of fat for a serving of beef jerky, and no added sugars. It'll get you a really good source of protein and help you stay fuller for a longer period of time. It's also something you could easily add to your homemade P3 snacks. Okay. So we talked a little bit about some cost savings. So we're going to move on to our homemade protein balls recipe, which are really, really fun because people of all ages like them. So what you'll need for this particular recipe are oats, chocolate protein powder. I like to use whey protein powder. You need dates. I have peanut butter powder. You don't have to use it, but it does help save calories and adds a little bit extra protein. Regular peanut butter. I have dried craisins or dried cranberries. You can use whatever dried fruit you like. These are the ones I like. Almonds, cocoa powder, and there's a little bit of water to kind of bind it all together. So it's really easy. You'll just take your food processor, Move this here. And essentially you're just going to dump everything in. So I have my oats, and my almonds, and I'm just gonna process those. It doesn't have to be like to a fine ground pulp. It's okay to have some texture in there. So then you'll just throw in your protein powder, your cocoa powder, peanut butter powder. Peanut butter, the reason you want some peanut butter at least is because it helps bind everything together. If you use peanut butter powder only, they have a harder time staying together, so you'll want to use at least some actual peanut butter, and then you'll do the craisins last. Those don't need to be ground in. I just need a spoon for that. I'll scoop that right in there. Any questions about the particular recipe, it'll be linked below the video so you can look at that and reference that too. And then lastly, your dates. I have about 8 to 10 dates here. And you'll just blend that all up. Okay. So you'll see it's kind of dry, so you'll need to put in 2 to 3 tablespoons of water just to kind of bring it all together. Blend that. Okay, and then we'll just dump it out into a bowl. Sometimes it needs a little bit of help with your hands just to kind of mix everything up. So you might have to get your hands in there. And you also dump your cranberries in there. Now if it's still a little bit dry, don't worry about it. Just add a little bit of extra water. Okay. So if you've ever made like a no-bake cookie, it will be kind of similar to that sort of texture. See how that dough is kind of starting to stick together? So we'll move this out of the way and get our cookie sheet in here and then roll them all out. Okay. We'll just take a little bit of our dough and roll them to a ball about the size of I would say a golf ball. And you'll just kind of roll them out and put them all on your cookie sheet. And then when you're done rolling them out, you'll just put them in the fridge, maybe for an hour or so, and let them set a little bit. And then they're done and you can eat them. What I really like about these is they're really filling. And so you really only need 1, maybe 2 to keep you full until the next meal. And they have fiber, they have protein, they have whole grains. So you're pretty much hitting every food group in there. So we'll roll these all out. Depending on how big you roll them, it makes about 8 to 10 little balls. If it tends to stick to your hands too much, you can always run your hands under water a little bit and that will kind of help it not stick so much. Okay, So that gave me exactly 8 balls, so I'm gonna go put them in the fridge, come back, and they'll be ready to eat. If you have questions about either of these, of the recipes or the cost comparison for the P3 snacks, look at the link below for the recipes. And if you have tried it and you want to share how it went, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Whole Simple Protein. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you tried the recipes, please go ahead and comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about them. And we'll see you on the next one.